welcome in Fairbricks, sorry. Adam was here a while ago. Hopefully Adam will be back in. Fairbricks. Brianna, there we go. I don't know if you saw, I also had Fairbricks and Adam on there. Cool. Welcome in. I also have Pete Carney in my ear, Brianna. All right. It was centered. It's funny, the live seems to be a widescreen, where when I was testing, it seems to be not liking the signal. All right, we'll do our best with this. The signal's not the best. I'm flying it. Oh, nice. Sounds good, Adam. Enjoy that. Thanks for hanging out while you're building or playing. Where should they go? Oh, so welcome in anyone from Pete Carney. And this is not going to be as exciting as a Carney video. This is just kind of a hangout afterwards. Oh yeah, I'm wearing the wrong hat. There we go. Adventures by Carney. But yeah, he just finished up a stream. If you're into Disney park streamers, he is so positive and nice. One of my favorites. Captain Kirk, hello, welcome in. So we will have some giveaways today. If you're over 21 or you, if you're over 21 and you drink alcohol, we'll have some samples that we'll give away. And if you're under 21 or don't drink alcohol, we'll figure out something else for you. Today, I'm going to, on this live stream, we're going to record the neck pours of these 3 whiskeys right here. I just got them in recently. How was your day, everyone, by the way? I was listening to Pete, but I was finishing up my work day, mostly, Robert D is here. Holy crap. It's awesome. And Robert D is waiting to go on a trip, but I'll let him tell you about it if he wants to. But we're gonna sample the anytime you want. Well, maybe we'll get a couple pours in and then do a sing along. Ooh, we should figure out how to do like Izzo karaoke. Oh, you know, I think there's a way I could put music on this. Hold on. Let's at least just give you something. And let me know if I'm coming through okay. I got a microphone on. There was background music in here. I'm using StreamYards. Well, you can see that. It's in the corner. Night driving seemed kind of chill. I don't know if I'll be able to hear it. Oh, I can. I can hear it. All right, so let me know if it's too loud. I'm sure I can adjust it. But you guys deserve some background music. Cool. Hey, Lynette. Hey, Mark. I think I said hi to Mark already. Hi, Captain Kirk. I'll just do some other highs just in case. All right, but yeah. Anyway, so I picked up 3 whiskeys from this distillery, Crittenden's, and it's a little distillery in Mississippi, but I've heard excellent things about it. I actually have 3 whiskeys from him, and I will show you 2 of them, and one of them is actually, I have this Bottle and Bond. That music isn't too sexy, is it? I don't want it too sexy in here. It's a family-friendly channel, despite there being alcohol, family-friendly. But this one here, this Crittenden's Cut Above, Bottle and Bond, I found one of these in Mississippi at a store called Lincoln Road Packing House. If you're ever in Mississippi and you're into spirits, it's a wonderful store. And they have so many different bottles that they've picked from the distillery. And usually if you find a store that is picking barrels, it's usually pretty good. But yeah, so I saw a Crittenden's just like this. I apparently took it up north. I thought I had it down here. And then this one here is a single barrel. Work the camera, Izzo, work the camera. Here we go, Adventures by Carney. Thanks for stopping in, even though you're still at Disney's Hollywood studio. And then the final one we'll try is this Crittenden's Cut Above single barrel bourbon whiskey. And this one, I do follow a fella named Bruzel on YouTube. So this was a pick from his patron. It is kind of neat. All the patrons seem to have a free tier these days, at least these whiskey guys. So sometimes you can still snag a bottle, although some of the fancier bottles don't make it down to the free tier. Oh, he's excited to watch. I'm so sorry. Oh my, that's quite a tab, Robert. Robert is the man. All right, so the other two whiskeys that I've picked up from them, oops, these were actually made. So even though it seems like a small like family distillery, they're actually making stuff for other people. So this is Landry Steaks. I got this in Texas, but if you look at the back, distilled and bottled by Crittenden Distillery from Mississippi, and they apparently have a mash bill that they do just for this. So they wouldn't be a distillery. What would you call them? A whiskey company. So Crittenden's will make it for them, and then these people probably age it and then bottle it later. Sounds only 90 proof. And then this one, I picked up this one on a Key West trip earlier this year. Blue Bolt 248. Our second birthday release, this expression continues to honor those that remain courageous in the face of danger while remaining faithfully committed to the success and progress of the nation. So, but again, distilled, aged, and bottled by Crittenden Distillery. And I picked it up at, where did I pick it up? It's not Publix. What's another grocery store chain in Florida? Was it Winn-Dixie? Winn-Dixie. Yeah, I picked it up at Winn-Dixie in the Key West area. So, which interestingly enough, if you're a bourbon hunter, whiskey hunter, it was fairly successful whiskey hunting in Key West. And I think that's because everyone there is really after rum and tequila. That's just my theory, and it did seem to work good. Oh, that's cool. For a whiskey tasting class on the ship. That would be awesome. Send me a picture. Make me jealous, Robert. Love it. So work day's done. I might move some furniture after this, but no more power tools, nothing dangerous, nothing that alcohol would prevent me from doing safely. But since this is my first of alcohol, we're going to start with this Landry Steaks. Now, this is one I've tried before, so I'm just going to kind of sip it, and we're going to maybe talk a bit. Anyone in the chat? I don't know how many people are. Oh, are 9 of you watching? Great. That's awesome. So the Landry Steaks, this is 90 proof. So nice easy thing. Ease into a tasting. And then that Blue Bolt, was that what it was called? The Blue Bolt 248. This is a cast strength thing. So this is, doesn't even say. It's got to say somewhere. They got to tell you somewhere. Why can't I find it? Found the mash bill. That's unusual. Looks like 120 proof. Where's my flashlight? 120 proof. Okay, if somehow you're not here because of Pete Carney, go ahead to Pete Carney's channel and subscribe to him. He is trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. That is quite an accomplishment. And once he does that, he's going for a 24-hour live stream, which he'll probably have to do it in 2 12s, because if you go over 12 hours, YouTube doesn't save the extra time. So I bet it'll be 2 12-hour streams. But awake the whole time, roaming the Disney Universal Parks, Orlando area. Who knows what he's got in store for us? But that will be quite fun. All right, it's Thursday. It's not Friday yet. But what does everyone have planned for the weekend? I've kind of taken it a little bit easy the last few days. So I'm going to probably work hard through the weekend. I've got some tiling to do. I've got some carpentry to do. I will definitely make some videos of some of those processes. The tiling is going to be the biggest tiles I've personally used so far, because I actually thought that someone else was going to be doing the tile work. And so me and Mrs. Izzo picked out some 2-foot by 4-foot tiles. And so now I get to do my very first 2x4 tiles and see how it goes. Awesome. Beach day sounds good. Which beach, Captain Kirk? Where are you close to? If you're willing to tell, you don't have to. Going off the deep end. Yep, but there's so many. Yep. There you go. Robert D's got awesome plans for the weekend. Oh, and so for the giveaway, I don't even know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to probably just ask you to let me know if you want to be in the giveaway. We're going to give one away at 7:38. And I was thinking just the new stuff that I'm tasting, I'll give you a sample of that. So that way you can come back later, rewatch part of this video, and see how you feel about the whiskey. You can drink it with Izzo, even if I'm not live. Clearwater, nice. That is excellent. That is excellent. I am in the Naples area. So there are nice beaches here, but it's so hot. I don't know if I can handle it. I'm a northern boy. And the heat in Florida in the summer is very, very interesting. Ooh, cool, Lynette. Good weather. And you've got a beautiful deck there. Got nice trees around. Yeah, when the weather's good, I bet that's a glorious deck to sit on. Well, I think the weather was good when I got to visit you, so. So this trees is not as good as the straight stuff that comes out of their Crittenden. So I don't know if they, if Landry's asks for a particular mash bill or not, but don't include me. Okay, that's fine. Each giveaway I will mention something. Oh, and I have to admit something to you, Robert. Robert D. Oh, where's she at? I did bite the bullet. I bought that double. I couldn't help myself, and it's very interesting. So that bottle is probably per ounce the most expensive bottle that I've ever done. Oh, neighbor's cat. Yeah, it was the most expensive per ounce I've ever paid for whiskey. And the nose is a world-class nose. I could smell that thing. I could sit there, I could watch like a 3-hour movie and like never sip it. I would just smell it the whole time. But on the palate, it's barely better than the regular Woodford Reserve Double Oak. So it's not quite worth it. I am glad I experienced it. It's worth it for the experience. But will I buy another one? Not only if I can get it at retail. And the only way you're going to get it at retail is if you happen to go to Woodford Reserve's distillery on the day that they're releasing it. And then you could get a bottle at retail. But yeah. No, the taste isn't ick. But for the price, the taste is barely better than their regular Woodford Reserve Double Oak. Yeah. No, not that price again. And definitely don't buy me one if you didn't already. Because that would be silly. I don't even know what the retail is on that. I would guess, and that's a half-size bottle of 375 milliliter. I'm guessing retail on it is probably 150. That's a little crazy. Even 150. I don't know if I'm buying that. You know what? I forgot to shut the door. I'll be right back. Sorry, want to make Mrs. Izzo feel like she can roam wherever she wants in the house while I'm doing this. So maybe it's because the proof's a little low, 90. Although this being my first sip of the day. 300. So now, so that one that I bought through a website was $220, and then I had shipping and tax, of course. Wish there was some pets down here now. I have a turtle up north, Donatella, and that would be good. Viewers. Thanks for watching, guys. I don't know if this is going to be any fun. So when we try these, I have another camera set up. So that way I can, let's unlock it. Nope, didn't work. Passcode. I got another camera set up so I can like do my silly neck port video. So we'll have YouTube Inception. We'll be recording stuff while we're live streaming stuff. Very sorry about the cough. I always seem to cough when I'm tasting whiskey at least once. I'm always having to edit it out of the videos. Ooh, that sounds delicious. I love a spicy margarita. There's a place in Ohio that I go to called, what on earth is it called? Wow, I can't remember the name of it. I just know how to go there, and they have really good like one of a kind tacos. You know, like build your own taco, but the ingredients are fancy and fresh. Oh yeah, give me a question, Robert D. I would love that. And they have some really nice house-made margaritas. So I will always go in, unless for some reason I can't have two, but normally I'm shooting for 2 margaritas, and I'll go in and I'll get a cilantro margarita first, because I don't know, it's just very unique tasting, kind of dry, kind of bitter, but I like it. And then I'll come in and get a jalapeno margarita, and I have to do it in that order, because if I get the jalapeno margarita first, I cannot taste the cilantro one at all. Lynette, thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate that. Have a good evening. Right, Carney? The hat is incredible. If I would be wearing a Adventures by Carney shirt too if I knew where it was. I found the Izzo one in the wash. All right, so the glass, it promotes a nose because it's a long neck versus like a martini glass. Yeah, so it is basically designed to force this up, to force the vapors up so you can smell it better, and then, you know, in theory, smelling it better allows you to taste it better. You'll also see sometimes they'll have like a long stem like a wine glass, but it'll have this same shape. But what's interesting is I did a side-by-side early in the channel of a tasting glass and a rocks glass, and I actually enjoyed the rocks glass more. So I do the tasting glass for the videos because it's going to give me the best smells, then I can pull out those notes. But for enjoyment, I prefer a rocks glass. Whether you do it neat or with ice, I prefer a rocks glass when I'm just drinking. Yeah, I do understand, and that could be with the rocks glass why that's a little bit better. All right, what else did I see in here? I need an Izzo tank. Okay, awesome. I gotta talk to Bill about some merch anyway. I want to try to get my shirts through Bill at least. Nice. Oh, cool. It's just through StreamYards. All right, all your travels. Top 3 states to have tacos. Okay, cool. Man, Dallas was awesome, and I was there with Sexy Kenny. That's Kenny H. So we had a really nice Tex-Mex meal there. Tacos were incredible. Sometimes, like the Cleveland area is no slouch for food. So Barrio, that's the name of that taco place in Willoughby, Ohio. So there's Barrio, and there's another one, and I won't remember the name. There's a couple good taco places in Cleveland though, which is pretty great. And what else? Where else have I had tacos? I'm sure I've had them here in Florida somewhere. So since I can't remember, I'm going to have to say Texas, Ohio, and Florida. But of course, that's, you know, Ohio and Florida are my 2 main states. I don't know if I've ever had a New York taco. Are there any good New York tacos? Yeah, East 4th has some real good stuff. They've got a nice barbecue place now called Pioneer that we would have to hit. Sure, travel never bring you to Cleveland. Which, if things go well next year, I'm just going to sponsor a weekend and bring you up for food in Cleveland and Cedar Point. Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, we had tacos in Dallas. We had tacos we were in Southlake, so right outside of Fort Worth. And then, of course, you know, we hit some barbecue places. I still can like almost taste Goldie's barbecue, which was somewhere near Fort Worth, I believe. I'd have to check, but that Goldie's is one of those places where you line up before they open. We got there 25 minutes or so before they opened, and we were already 75th in line, and they actually ran out of 2 of their meat selections before we even got into the building, so it was incredible. Cali, Texas, South Florida. Okay, cool. So I had 2 of those. Love it. Breakfast tacos could never be beat. Stuffed French toast. Heck yeah. Yeah, where did I have breakfast tacos recently? Oh, I do have a review somewhere on the channel of the Taco Bell breakfast tacos. I mean, they're good for what they are. I mean, they're not going to do anything Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had any Mexican in New York. I've been to New York a couple of times. Not super often though. Okay, that was that little Landry. And these first two, I'm just doing some best chili Cincinnati. Okay, cool. Next time I'm heading through for a bourbon country visit, I will I'll have to stop and get some chili. That's pretty cool. All right, so this one is 120 proof, so that's pretty far up there. So these first two, we're just hanging out right now. 7 minutes till the first giveaway, and we'll do a neck pour. Oh, Pete, you got this. You're fine. Plus, it's bourbon. It's a good thing I'm not drinking beer in front of you, right? Like Lauren would. Just kidding. Oh, you want notes? All right, you got it. Ooh, so I bought this on the recommendation of someone in a chat on a YouTube live stream. And they claimed it was a Stag Junior killer, and I have to compare it up north to the Stag Junior, but I don't think it is, but it is very good, and the price point was a lot more reasonable. We need the notes, right? Ohio will surprise you. Ohio will surprise you. So I haven't yet gotten permission to say anything about it, but I have a relationship with a fella who has a farm in Pennsylvania, and he's distilling his own whiskey. And I actually, so just between you, me, and the internet, so I bought a 10-gallon barrel of basically White Dog from him that I'm aging myself. And so as soon as he gives me the permission, because his paperwork should have all gone through by now, so as soon as he gives me permission, I'm going to see if I can work out a deal with him and promote him on the channel and see what else happens. But his stuff kind of knocks your sock off. It's pretty good stuff. Just a nice secret safe. Oh, good. All right, so this one kind of hit me. This is 30 proof points more than the other one, so it kind of hit me. So now I think I can give you notes. There's a lot of caramel in this one. Caramel vanilla, like almost like a burnt marshmallow. It's got some oak on there too. Refill time. And what are you drinking, Robert D? Ooh, that's good. So yeah, on mixed drinks, usually I'm a bitter guy, and really there's nothing not bitter about whiskey, I guess, but I don't know how it can be. I don't know how it can have sweet notes like it does, but not like be sickly sweet while I'm drinking it. I don't know. But that's me. I'm more of a, if I'm drinking cocktails, I'm more of like a martini guy. I'll drink sweeter drinks, sometimes in the summer, sometimes the situation is appropriate. Sometimes you just need a good Mai Tai. But yeah, this goes more in line with my usual drinking habits. Vodkas, gins. Even gins can be sweet though. I guess I'm confusing myself. What do we got here? Room service snacks, yeah, that's good. On the rocks premix, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Cool. Premix jalapeno margarita, that sounds delightful. Oh, that's fun. On the palate, the caramel's still there. There's a little hint of chocolate, like a dark chocolate. There's a lot of oak in that, and that marshmallow's still hanging out. That's fun. But so I'm giving you these notes. They're not really that sweet. Oh, hey, I forgot about that. Let's do some fireworks. I think 2 thumbs. Come on, yeah, fire. There we go. I don't know. So it's a little weird. Like I'm pulling out these notes, and they are definitely sweet, but at the same time, I mean, it's whiskey. Whiskey's not usually overly sweet unless you get a flavored one. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense. But if you're ever bored, if you go through my alcohol playlist, especially if you just watch the shorts, And if you do them in order, if you do them in chronological order, you'll see like my first 3 or 4 reviews were actually kind of jokes. I think they're even called like lame alcohol reviews, where I'm like, I like the whiskey, I don't like the whiskey, and then 4 or 5 videos into it, I'm starting to pull notes out. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, I guess these people aren't crazy. I'm actually smelling all this stuff. All right, do you guys want to sample some of the other music? Where's the music at? All right, this one's labeled acoustic cinematic. So let me know. We'll slowly scroll through them and let me know which one you guys like the best. And if any of you crazy people wanted to be on the stream, I can send you an invite. Man, that is good. That's better than I remember. Well, and so that's the other thing. That's why I do a neck pour video, and then later we do a longer review. It's because sometimes getting the air in that bottle wakens things up. It's pretty neat. It's a lot better than I remember. I know I enjoyed it, but this is really fantastic. I imagine there's probably a bigger selection of music if I actually paid for the pro version of StreamYard. That's pretty cool. Where would I get those, Adam? And I do need to like get some variety, because not everyone that listens to me is either 21 or even drinks alcohol. So having other giveaways would be good. No, it's been a while since I had a live stream where I talked about plans. We're almost to 7, and then we'll bust into our first Crittenden, and then so I've got the Florida job going on right now, and it keeps kind of expanding and dragging on. I need to do a quote for Bill and Lynette that is still on my mind. Hopefully, I mean, they've been waiting a long time, so hopefully they're still into it. And I do have a basement job that I'm supposed to start, but I'm going to try to finally be smart and get some crews working on that where I'm only doing the cabinetry. So get someone in. I might do some of the plumbing too, since I don't have a plumber. I just kind of do it myself. So if I can get away with just doing plumbing and carpentry and have crew do the rest, that'll be a nice, easy job. Sorry to trip you out, Robert. Love it. But once some of that has calmed down, like after the basement, and I got to get Bill and Lynette their quote and their design, and so sometime in between when the basement's done and before I start the big project, I need to go through and clean up the shop. That's just a mess. And when I do, that also includes finishing the speakeasy. So by the end of the year, I want to have a place where I want my speakeasy to be done. A camera will be always permanently set up, and so it'll make recording there easier. And then in the shop, I'm going to have like a tool room, which also has a metal desk somewhere where I can sit and draw my designs and things. But also I want to have a camera set up in there, so that way it's easy to like do the intro to the woodworking videos, a smaller job. And then I'm going to take, when I'm cleaning, I'm going to take one small corner of the shop, and I'm going to make it look like in a tiki hut. I'm just have like a tiny corner, and that'll be the whimsy corner. So I'm going to try to get all that done by the end of the year. Ooh, what do we got here? 3 8-hour streams back to back to back to back. Yeah, like the studio, absolutely one. GameStop, cool. I'll have to find something like that. But yeah, and I would like to, and I'll probably need your help, Adam. I wouldn't mind doing like some video game streams, but I'm an old man. It's probably going to be like old Nintendo games. We'll see. 3-hour streams. 7:01 p.m. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we got to switch up our. I'm losing some of these chats. Sorry, guys. Whoa, Guido, how you doing, man? Oh, gotcha. I see what he's responding to. Nothing, Izzo. It's a Thursday, but I'm pretending it's a Friday, even though I have to work tomorrow. So we're sipping some whiskey. But let me change the banner. I pre-made all these banners. All right. Oh, dummy. There we go. First giveaway. What's your favorite show? Oh, is it WGWNT? Pretty sure. It's a secret. Don't tell the internet. I know. And I'm sorry about that. So my in-laws are so good how much information Mrs. Izzo wants me to tell. So I won't give you any information. We're going to be in Northern California from September 7th through September 7th through. Are we doing 2 weeks? I gotta check my calendar. But we're gonna, Mrs. Izzo and I are gonna make a road trip out of it, and we're going to. All right, so that seemed to end. Let's go ahead and pause that and check out one of the other ones. We're not gonna do dance pop right now. This is not a dance pop kind of stream. Ooh, feeding the ducks. That seems appropriate. That would be awesome. Can't wait for you to hit 10K, PD. Yeah, it is. News Tonight is awesome. Is that tonight or next week? When is that starting, Adam? Next week. Okay, cool. What's up with you anyway, Guido? I don't think I asked. All right. So anyway, we got to do a neck pour. All right. So we're gonna start with the rye. The reason for that is since we're doing several pours, we're going to. Oh, yeah, that I have a problem. Don't tell Mrs. Izzo there's 95 bottles here. I didn't realize that it got that bad already. So we're gonna do these in order of proof. So this rye, it's a 2-year-old rye, and it's 90 proof, so we're gonna do that. Then the middle one is bottle and bond, so that's always 100. And then the last one is like 111, I think. So we're gonna work our way proof ways. So that way nothing crazy happens. I wonder if StreamYards will care that I'll have their background music. You know what? We're going to pause the music for now while we do these neck pours. All right, so you get to watch me. You get to watch the magic. And I have 2 microphones on, one for the iPad, one for the phone. All right, let's get into character. Now, I'm always Izzo. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let's just take a quick look at it. Oh yeah, and these are crazy. Like, I mean, I love these heavy wax casings, but then like some of them go crazy with the wax, and it's hard to tell how to open this. So usually I like to open it for the audience on screen, but this is one of those ones that is not gonna open easy. So we're gonna help it out a little bit. If you're gonna use a knife, please cut away from yourself. Please be safe. Did they? Awesome, Adam. Good work. How's their record? How are they doing? I haven't been paying too much attention. Normally, I'm more into baseball than I have been this year. Scintillating YouTube content. Watching Izzo cut open a wax bottle. All right, tell you what, we're gonna do it like a wine. We're just gonna cut right along the seam here, and at least it should make it easier to get into it. Nice, cool. Weird bottle of something called. Boy, I hope you're kidding, Kearney. No, actually, I did well. I hope you're not kidding, but don't pour it out. It's not opened yet. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're open. Now we can start this madness. I will have a pappy. Someday I'm gonna waste money on a pappy. I've got a buddy up north that says a cough cut mix. That's hilarious, and I will do that sometime. Now you're just smarter than me, Robert. You're not a dork. All right, here we go. I'm gonna hit record. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. Thirsty Thursday neck pours. I've got another Crittenden's for you, so we're going to see how it is. I really enjoyed the first one, so we'll see how this rye whiskey goes. Ooh, look at that wax topper. Oh my goodness. Ooh, the pop wasn't much, but it's being real loud coming out of the bottle. All right, so what I've been doing with neck pours lately, we're gonna nose it once, we're gonna taste it once, and we're gonna let it sit for a few minutes while we look at the bottle. Oh, that's nice. Nice and strong nose. It's only 90 proof though. It's only 2 years old. So with a rye, a lot of times I'm getting mint and other spices. And that's true here. And usually for me, the mint on the rye is not like a peppermint or a spearmint. It's more like a wintergreen. And that is here. So I got wintergreen and a little bit of vanilla, which is pretty normal for me for a rye. And it's young too. It's only 2 years old. Boy, that mint comes through to the palate. It's very spicy. There's not much of a hug, but it's only 90 proof, and it's not the first whiskey I've sipped today. It's predominantly the mint, and like there's a hint of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, like your baking spices are coming through. All right, let me let that sit for just a couple minutes. Let's go ahead and check out the bottle. Of course, I gotta get flashlight. Oh, there's so much reading on here. All right, we're not gonna read this whole thing. We're gonna save some of the reading for the long review. we'll do the last paragraph. Today, Crittenden's Cut Above Straight Rye Whiskey pays homage to proud American roots by doing things the right way. Crittenden Distillery starts with whole grains, ground fresh daily, fermented, distilled, aged a minimum of 2 years, and bottled, all on site at our distillery in Killen, Mississippi. We don't source any of our products or blend other distillate from ours. We give you a true straight rye whiskey using as much grain from Mississippi as we can and water from our own well. Not many small distilleries can say these things, but we are proud to. We strive to give you an unadulterated taste of Mississippi and pre-prohibition style whiskey in every sip. Try Crittenden's Cut Above Straight Rye Whiskey neat or with some ice. And don't be afraid to mix it. Rye makes great old fashions, Manhattans, or Sazerac cocktails. And they're right about that. It really does. Nothing new that you don't know already on the front. 2-year-old, 90 proof, federal government. So there's a bunch of normal stuff you'd see on any bottle. Government warning. Let me just scan this other paragraph, see if there's anything good. There's quite a bit of history in here. Yeah, we'll do this for the long review. Huh, very cool. Rye whiskey was the whiskey of choice for the young country. That's cool. Would you guys want me to do... Oh, cool. Thanks, Shelly. It was nice to see you on Pete's Zoom meeting yesterday. Would you guys want me to do like a history of whiskey series? Because I did buy some books recently, actual books instead of audiobooks, that has some whiskey history. I don't know if you'd like that kind of thing. That might be the nice thing to like to put on at night and then go to sleep. Okay. That wasn't very long to let it sit, but we'll see if anything has changed now. You got it, Robert D. We'll give a shout out. There's a live stream watching me record this. So, Captain Kirk likes history. Ventures by Carney says woohoo. Robert D loves the History Channel. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Not always a fan of history when you're young, but it catches up with you. Okay, I'm not getting really anything new. It's got that winter mint. It's got a little hint of vanilla. It does have just a faintest whiff of caramel. Oop, let me know. Are you a caramel or a caramel person? I'm caramel. I try to switch to caramel because it sounds fancier and I can't do it. Yeah, just a little hint of caramel in there. That's a good point, Mark. You could do a history of whiskey. You could do a history of various power tools and things, or tool companies. or even techniques. Yeah. After the shop is done, we'll get a history component going. Maybe we'll say with the first of the year. Anyone watching this neck pour is like, what is this idiot talking about? So, like when I first started doing the actual nosings, I've been drinking whiskey for a long time, but it's only been in the last 3 years I've gotten obsessed with it. And only in the last 2 years have I been working on my palate and developing it where I can smell and taste those things. So taste is really connected to memory. I was just watching another channel, um, Tech Night on the Rocks. They're fun. Homer and Amy, they're a fun couple. Um, and they were talking about that memory is linked to smell a lot of times. So I might smell this and get those notes. Someone else might smell it and get something similar but different. Like maybe so I'm getting winter mint, maybe that person's actually getting peppermint, or maybe they're getting an allspice or a coriander, or who knows what else crazy people get. And then I don't know, there's some people that smell so many notes in the whiskey that you just don't believe them anymore. You're like, are you really smelling all that? I don't think so. So that's what it was for me. It's just I was almost in those first couple of reviews, I was almost making fun of the review videos that I was watching and not doing any notes and just saying whether I liked it or not. And then notes started showing up. So I think it's just the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and you start smelling those things. Like very recently, and I was getting a little bit of it in this. Oh wow, everyone on this neck board is getting all this, but who cares? This is my channel. Welcome to Izzo's Place. Um, I actually am getting just a touch of dill, but I was second guessing myself, so I didn't mention it. So now for the neck pour, I'm getting a little bit of dill, and not like a vinegar from a dill pickle, but actually like what is dill? Is it an herb? Like the herb dill. So it's not vinegar, but it's like what else is in a pickle without the vinegar? And then as far as certain number of times, I've been told that only a fool believes his first nosing, and so I always make sure that I on a neck pour and on a long review that I nose and taste it at least 3 times. Three sounds like a good number for that. I did, Adam. What are you up to? Oh, that's right. I'm also recording this. I'll do some editing. It's all good. So, Robert, I will, um, and I'm willing to do this for anyone, but since Robert's talking about it, I'm going to figure out a flight and I will send it to you and we could do it together on a stream. It doesn't have to be live. Like we could pre-record it and then make sure you're comfortable with it. And oh no, and I'm not an expert. I like talented hack. That's what I like. I don't like expert. Oh, cool. Awesome. Have a good time, Adam. Where's he playing it? Got to do this giveaway at some point. Oh, I still got 14 minutes. And you don't have to have a sample of whiskey. I still have merch. Okay, cool. It's SeaWorld. I figured that was a good guess, but I chickened out and I didn't guess it. Adam, are you gonna, or have you been, or are you going to come to Cedar Point someday? Lion Fuzz. Well, that's the other thing I've thought about is like creating a list of just insane tasting notes, and then Belly Button Land. Although there are some YouTubers I watch, and sometimes they'll have the craziest notes. Although so the craziest note I've ever had is, and it wasn't for whiskey, it was for mezcal, and the note was it smelled like what I imagined concrete would taste like if you licked it after someone burned rubber on it. That's cool, Kirk. And hopefully it's always What's the stuff from Star Trek? Hopefully it's always Romulan ale. Aisle at Home Depot. Well, you might be correct with that. That might be the hardwood lumber aisle. I'm gonna remember that one. Yeah, I got quite a bit to edit out of this neck pour. All right, let's go ahead in for an official third nose and taste. Okay, and so some other stuff. So breathe in with your mouth closed, but also breathe in with your mouth open, and sometimes that will adjust, like I guess your sinuses, something, and make it. I have not but good news. I have not but. Oh, okay. What is the good news, sir? And if you are ever coming to Cedar Point, please let me know because I will meet you there. Anyone coming to Cedar Point, and maybe we'll try to make a group thing happen. Man, there's 10 of you. Thank you for watching. Lovely, crazy people. All right, what? All right, I'm sorry. I was supposed to do the official third tasting. The dill is a little stronger, maybe because I talked about it. That's the other thing is the brain can be susceptible. So if we're smelling a whiskey together and you say a note, sometimes I'll go back and I'll have the same note. I know, won't that be great, Adam? Can't wait till Epic Universe is going. Can't wait to see what they do there. So the winter mint, a little bit of dill, a little bit of vanilla. This time getting a little bit of wheat. And when I say wheat, to me, it's what my brain tells me that I would be smelling if I was standing in a wheat field. So when I say I have a wheat note, it's either that. Well, it's that. If I say wheat, that's what my brain is telling me. Even though I'm highly sure that I've never stood in a wheat field and smelled it, but that's what my brain is telling me I'm smelling. And then if it's if it's like a cooked wheat, it goes into bread, so it would be always a bread note. Next year I should be much more flexible. We will work on that May, June, July, and I'll look at kind of I'll do some research on crowds and weather trends, and I'll see like what would give us the best chance for good weather as well. I mean, honestly, probably June or July. And if you can get the time off of work, I always recommend going to Cedar Point on a Wednesday because it's dead. It's Deadsville. Because Wednesday is unaffected. Like if people want to do a 3 or 4 day weekend, either way, Wednesday's not affected. So Wednesday's my sweet spot for going to the park. But any day is fine. Nice. That would be awesome, Shelly. Man, I wish if I had been in Cleveland for the Hershey trip, that would have been awesome. And I still have to just go there anyway someday. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, cool. Wednesdays are good. Awesome. Yeah, I love a Wednesday at Cedar Point. We got on well, no. So we had a friend that was in a wheelchair, and so we were getting in through Cedar Point's version of the DAS pass. And but even that day, I think the wait was 45 minutes to 60 minutes for Steel Vengeance, and Steel Vengeance is incredible. That is a incredible roller coaster. It was a roller coaster called the Mean Streak, and it was a wooden roller coaster. And then RMC came in and did their update to it, and it's an incredible, what do they call it, a hybrid coaster. So part steel, part wood. All right, I keep getting distracted. All right, we're gonna finish this silly little thing, and then I'll talk to you guys more. So yeah, winter mint dill, a little bit of vanilla, just that hint of caramel in the background, and that wheat field going on. So one thing I didn't talk about in the first two tastes is kind of like mouthfeel and length of finish. It's a little on the thin side, but probably because it's proof down to 90 or 45% alcohol by volume if you prefer. I did get yelled at on a water ride at Cedar Point for filming. Some of the rides, GoPro would be fine. Steel Vengeance, they're being real stingy with. They're making you dump everything into a locker, and then you go through a metal detector. So Probably can't do a Steel Vengeance, but a lot of the other ones, the GoPro is going to be just fine. Oh, so and I was also talking about breathing. So breathe in through your nose. You can also open your mouth and kind of breathe in through your nose and mouth. And sometimes it'll change stuff. I'm not getting too much of a change here. Although, okay, no, it changed a little. So breathing in through my mouth at the same time, I actually got just like a little bit of red fruit, and it smelled like it was more of a cherry than a strawberry. So that's a neat little thing you can do. And then when I taste it, try to let it, guys, well, I'll swirl it around the mouth a little bit, and sometimes I'll even breathe in a little, almost like you would when you're tasting wine, and that'll also help get some flavors in there, get some air in there. That would be awesome. That would be awesome, Pete. Yeah, so the vanilla came through that time. The dill came through on the palate that last time. The wintergreen was still there. Just a little bit of oakiness, like a woody taste. This channel is going to take forever to get to 5 to 8K, but I'm fine with that. Well, I'm hoping that when I up the quality by the first of the year, I want better cameras. I want little studio sections of the shop and the speakeasy. Maybe once I do that, maybe things will pick up a little bit. All right, cool. So 724. All right, so let's go ahead and put the music back on, and let's give something away. Oh, and so finish that video later. I'll just do an end card on it. All right, where were we? We were feeding the ducks. Let's go ahead and go back to feeding the ducks for a little bit. Oakiness, yeah. So the oakiness, so that's, maybe it's because I work with oak long enough. I don't know how a non-carpenter would describe the oakiness. You hear it a lot on other reviewers' channels, and sometimes it's like burnt wood, almost like campfire. And of course, the inside of the barrels are toasted; they're charred. So that would make sense that it would have like a campfire-like taste to it. And then the final thing of oakiness is, and I think this is because of the tannins that are in the oak. Sometimes if a whiskey is like very drying at the back of the palate, I think that's the tannins. So like if your mouth feels especially dry after you sipped it, I think that's a heavy oak influence on it. Barbecue. Ooh, cool. On Ratatouille. Excellent. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to mention about that movie. So I love the music of that movie, and I'm glad I watched it once. But I need to get into smoking meats, Captain Kirk. I need to. But they do the animation on the rats so well that the rats kind of ski me out when they're all running. So I haven't watched it a second time, but I listen to the soundtrack all the time. Excuse me. All right, why did I have my phone up? What was I gonna do? Oh, so all right, who wants in on the giveaway? And the giveaway is either you have your choice of a sample of the rye whiskey that we just tasted if you're over 21, or if you're not over 21 and you want to be part of a giveaway, I'll give you a choice. I can do a coaster, or I'll make some sort of wood product that have the Izzo's Place logo on. So a sample of the whiskey, or like a coaster with the Izzo's Place on it. Let's do those. Nice. I'm gonna have to check that out. Adventures by Carney. You won. Good job, Adam. I love it. All right, so I guess just let me know. Just pop a quick chat in if you want to be part of the. Just say giveaway. Just type in giveaway if you want to be part of the giveaway, and then I'll type it into my phone and we'll do a randomization. There's got to be like a randomizer app I can download while you guys are entering. And I'll make sure that the prizes get a little bit better while we do this. Random, all things generator. Captain Kirk wants months in. What do you guys think of this? What is this called? Is this ducks? I can't remember what it's called. I can't see. Like ducks walking or daydreaming or something like that. Yeah, I'll make sure you get a flight too, Carney. All right, actually, anyone. You know what? We're just gonna put all your names in here. Anyone that's chatted. You don't even have to. And if you don't want something, just tell me you don't want it. Otherwise, I'll get you some. Captain Kirk, if I sent you a sample of my Star Trek whiskey, would you do that with me? Because I do have a Star Trek whiskey that I overpaid for, and I need to do a Star Trek extravaganza live stream eventually for it. All right, so that's the ducks. Let's go ahead and let's do something else. Lo-fi. Let's do some lo-fi and see what that's about. Cool. So I might send you a sample of the neck pour, Captain Kirk. And you can record your reaction if you want to, or record it with an avatar if you don't want your face on the internet, and then send it back and I'll edit it together. And then if you want to join via stream when I do the Star Trek party, we can. They do a really good job with the Star Trek decanters, and there's a website called Star Trek Wines. They do a really good job of mimicking bottles that you can see in the various TV shows and movies. Oh, that's taking forever. Sorry guys, I should have prepared this aspect of it. There's got to be a way like I can do like a poll on here or something, right? Gotta be. I'll look in here. We got background music, we got background music. Okay. So that's it. How would you do that? Oh well, I should play with this sometime when I'm not actually live streaming. Could you guys see anything with that background? I couldn't see. Alright, so oh, it's taking forever. Could always do it old school. I got a piece of paper. Got a marker. Yeah. Alright, you got it. Yeah, actually that's appropriate. Adam the coaster lover, we're gonna send you a coaster. Which theming was that? Sorry, but there's gotta be a piece of paper in here somewhere. So I couldn't find my Carney shirt, and I didn't know where the Izzo shirt was at first. So this was almost my shirt for the stream, which I thought would be appropriate. Let's open this app. Oh, you want me to do a trial? This is annoying. Alright, we're gonna do the free trial just to save time. And then, yeah, that shirt was fun. My sister bought it for us. I think it was just on like Teespring or something else like that. Do this 7-day free trial, and then we're gonna immediately cancel it after the stream. That way I don't accidentally spend $30 per year on a randomized app. That ain't happening. I apologize. I did some prep work before the stream, but one thing I forgot to do. Scintillating YouTube content. There's no good signal down here where I'm at. That's part of the problem. I don't even know which MasterCard that is. All right. There's got to be a free one online. Skip this. Randomizer, free, online. That's what I should have searched for first. All right, do you guys like the lo-fi? Do you want to go to... Oh, do you get the music? Okay, cool. All right, we'll leave the lo-fi for a little bit. Ooh, Wheel of Names. Ooh, this will give me a spinner. Yeah. All right, let's put your names in here. Pete, Kirk, Robert, Adam. Who else wants in? Who else we got here? Kirk, Adam. Scrolling. Keep those comments scrolling. We got Shelly. I remember Shelly. I remember Guido was in here too. Shelly. Guido. I think Mark was in here. Mark. I still owe people merch from 250 subs. I'm gonna make sure I do that. Phone might die 11 this. Oh, cool. Thanks, Kern. Really appreciate you being here. You didn't have to end your stream at 6:30 for me. If you were gonna end it anyway, then I feel a little bit better. Who else was in here? Who else did I see? Lynette was in here. Lynette. Okay, so we got... Here you go, just proof. So we got Pete, Kirk, Robert, Adam, Shelly, Guido, Mark, Lynette in the Wheel of Names. Ooh, that's fun. And they actually have them. Spinning. Alright. Tap to spin. See, this is all I wanted. I didn't want to pay for a silly app. I can't see it in the thing. Shelly won. I think Shelly's waiting on merch for me anyway. Alright, Shelly. So later on, good. I'm glad you're still here, Mark, because I did put you in the giveaway. Alright, so Shelly's our first winner. So Shelly, you'll have to let me know. You can have a sample of the Crittenden's Cut Above Straight Rye Whiskey, or you can have another piece of merch. And like I said, I think I owe you one anyway, so you'll end up with 2 pieces of merch. Alright, so let's switch to the next banner then. Okay, 7:30 to 8-second giveaway and next for a Crittenden's Bottle and Bond. So we're going to hit the... Oh, cool. Shelly's still here. Awesome. Alright, so Shelly's our first winner. Alright, so I'm going to probably leave these names in here, and then if anyone else joins us, we do have 12 viewers. 12 might be my record. Rigged. If only I was smart enough to rig something. Alright, so you're going to have to suffer through again while I do another neck pour. So this Crittenden, they love their heavy wax stoppers. Oof. We'll probably just do a little bit of pre-work on this again. We didn't know you were behind. Who knows, maybe I'm behind. 2 days. No, Robert. Not yet. Maybe in the future, giveaways can get that good. So we're gonna give future recording Izzo a leg up. Cut through this wax a bit. Right, Pete? It's quite a value, isn't it? All right, so before we start recording, I'll just give you guys a little bit of info on it. So when something's bottle and bond, I don't know if you know this, if you see something that says bottle and bond, that means that it is distilled, aged, barreled, bottled in accordance with certain government requirements. And actually, they even have to have a guy from the government come out and check to make sure that they're doing things right. And we're going to pause the music for a little bit because we'll be doing the thing in a second. And it's always at 4 years old, and it's always sold at 100 proof. So it's always 50% alcohol by volume or 100 proof, and it all has to come from one distilling season, they call it. So it's all the distillate in this, whatever they blended in here, it's all from the same batch that they did. And then it's aged 4 years, new oak barrels, and then they proof it down to 100 and then sell it that way. And so I'll give you just a glimpse of some of the history that I know. Is there was a lot of bad whiskey back in the day, before the Food and Drug Administration got involved. Um, People would put gross things in their fake whiskey to make it look and smell like real whiskey, and sometimes putting things in like rattlesnake venom and stuff. And people were yeah, exactly right, Carney. And people could actually die from some of the whiskey that was available at the time. So then they lobbied for government intervention. They wanted some rules on things so that way people, when they were buying whiskey, would know that they're getting something that won't harm them, because that would be terrifying, huh? So actually, whiskey, it was the start. Ooh, Jen's Crochet, welcome in. Nice to see you here. So yeah, so whiskey was actually the cause of the Food and Drug Administration. It was one of the first things that was registered that had to. Um, Now you make it sound fun, Carney. So yeah, so the Food and Drug Administration, one of the first things was whiskey, making sure that people um, were not getting something that would harm them. And so when they would go in and see bottle it and bond, and it would have a seal, like a government seal on it back in the time, and the person knew that what they were buying was actually whiskey, wasn't going to harm them. Well, any more than drinking too much whiskey would harm you, but at least they wouldn't die from anything extra put in the whiskey. So if you see bottle and bond, you know that some extra steps have been taken with it. All right, so let's go ahead and do this neck pour and stuff and such. Let's get a glass ready. Okay, here we go. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. It's Thirsty Thursday, so let's do a neck pour. Got a bottle and bond for you from Crittenden's, and that's a distillery in Mississippi. Crittenden's, a cut above, is the kind of like their brand name. This is their bottle and bond 100 proof version of their whiskey. So straight small batch, distilled, aged, and bottled by Crittenden Distillery LLC in Killen, Mississippi. And some of these that I've had before have been very good. So I'm looking forward to tasting this with you. Nice little pop there. I will admit to having possibly pre-cut through the wax, so that way I don't look too foolish on YouTube. Any more foolish than I want to. All right, so we're gonna do our little thing that we do. We're gonna nose this and taste it. Then we're gonna look at the bottle a little bit and let this sit, and then we'll come back in for a second and third nosing and tasting. So there's something in the middle there. So it's got some really nice caramel notes. Okay, whatever it was, so there was something funky in there, and I can't place it, but it has already disappeared. And it's just leaving me with caramel, vanilla, an oak note, and maybe some spices. But I'm just gonna say like generic baking spices. I don't have a particular one that's speaking to me. Man, but it's kind of all blending together. This is turning out nice. Sorry, I'm reading a chat and they're cracking me up. Man, that's kind of intriguing. That's nice. I might have to sit with that one. It's pretty complex, and stuff was kind of flavors were fighting each other in there. There was like some cherry or strawberry trying to fight through. There was definitely a little bit of vanilla going on. It was very drying in the back, so those oak notes probably getting to me there at the end. Wasn't super oily, but it wasn't thin either, so that was nice on the mouth feel. Yeah, that's nice. All right, so we'll let this sit for a minute, and we will talk about this bottle. So Crittenden's is a smaller, and I already said this for another neck pour. Maybe whenever the time comes, I'll just have to release these all on the same day. So Crittenden's is a small distillery in Mississippi, Kiln, Mississippi to be exact, Kiln. and seems like it's a family affair, which is neat. It's also one of those ones that gets kind of close to farm to bottle, where they're getting as much of the product that they're making out of their own farm and surrounding farms. So one of those, like the farm to table, like some of the whiskeys are trying to do that too. Crittendens have a long storied history. Members of the Crittenden family have served in the American military since the Revolutionary War and as statesmen. We have counties and cities in Kentucky and Arkansas that bear our proud name. Crittenden's Cut Above Bottle and Bond Bourbon Whiskey continues our proud American history by being Mississippi's first bottle and bond bourbon whiskey. Crittenden Distillery starts with whole grains, ground fresh daily, fermented, distilled, aged a minimum of 4 years, and bottled all on site at our distillery in Killen, Mississippi. We don't source any of our products or blend other distillate with ours. We give you a true bonded whiskey using grain from Mississippi, water from our well, and aged in our own rick house. Not many small distilleries can say those things, but we are proud to. We strive to give you an unadulterated taste of Mississippi and prohibition style whiskey in every sip. So that's neat. So a little bit, just a tiny bit more history. So they've got, and really, especially, and this is done enough stuff where it is bourbon whiskey. Bourbon is a very American spirit. It might be the most American spirit, and because of its history in the area. So yeah, I will definitely have to do a history series on this channel eventually. But yeah, bourbon is a very American spirit, and so a lot of these people that are distilling it have very interesting roots and stories that go back far. Yeah, I'll have to do history on this channel eventually. But let's go ahead and go back in, second nosing. There is a bubblegum note. Like a Bazooka Joe in there, mixed with those other notes that I had. Ooh, Tomorrowland Traveler, awesome. What is up, Daniel? Yeah, so there's still like some baking spice in the background. There's still caramel, but there's like Bazooka Joe sitting there in the middle, laughing at me. And maybe that's the funky note I got at the first nosing. Love seeing a T3 here. That's funny. I don't know if I know anything, Daniel. I'm going with Talented Hack. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so this one's pretty exciting. But again, yeah, bubblegum, either like a Bazooka Joe or even just like maybe even a Big League Chew, that kind of flavor. The palate kind of took me away. I didn't really pay attention as I sipped that, and that's always exciting when the whiskey distracts me enough where I can't even like think about the notes. Yeah, that Bazooka Joe just sitting there. Oh, now I feel bad. Do you hear that hammering? That's Mrs. Izzo. She didn't quit her workday when I did. I'm glad she feels good enough to be working still. And hopefully she won't be mad enough since I'm not working. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so, and there's also, right behind Bazooka Joe, there's like powdered sugar. All right, is able to slow down for a little bit. The baking spices came through again, but none of the spices are specific enough for me to call it out. Like I can't say it's nutmeg, I can't say it's cinnamon. Just baking spices. That's got a nice long finish too. Ooh, and man, the first one was good, but I'm excited about this bottle and bond. I was talking about the palate, darn it. The bubble gum comes through just a tiny bit. And while there wasn't really any mint on the nose, I get just a blast of that winter mint. And the oak is kind of combining with the vanilla. And when it does that, for me, it turns into like a toasted marshmallow note. This is a nice pour. Oh man, and I gotta, you know what? And ooh, my chair squeaked. Editing Izzo will put the prices in here, but these seemed like they were fairly reasonably priced, but I did get them from a YouTuber's website, and so I have seen these. I saw one on a shelf in Mississippi and got it. I don't know where else they're selling these yet. But like I said, I'll put the prices down. I'll let you know what I paid for in shipping. But if you see a Crittenden, so far I highly recommend getting them. And I don't remember them being extremely. I mean, I would say I was probably seeing them in the $40 to $60 range, if I remember correctly. Angel R, welcome in. The bottle and bond is amazing. I'm really liking that. All right, so, and then, you know, I'll finish that video out later. All right, so that's our second neck pour. Yeah, so this one hit nice. I'm pretty impressed with that, and then that makes me real excited about the single barrel we're gonna try in a little while. All right, so let's do another giveaway. Man, we're up to 15. I've never had 15 viewers. Thank you so much, everyone. All right, so for our second giveaway, we're going to add Daniel. We're going to add Angel. We're going to add... Who else? Someone else came in. Who was it? Jen's Crochet. We're going to add Jen in here. I think that was it for new people. If there's anyone else new, I'll read through the list. And I'll read through the list of people if you're in the chat, or if you're watching and you haven't chatted yet and you'd like the giveaway. So the giveaway, if you're over 21 and you drink alcohol, you can have a sample sent to you of the Crittendens we just tried. If you're not 21, or if you don't particularly drink alcohol or whiskey, I can get you a piece of merch. I'll do a coaster or something similar. I'll do some sort of woodworking with the Izzo's Place logo on it. So I've got Pete, Kirk, Robert, Adam, Shelly, Guido, Mark, Lynette, Daniel, Angel, and Jen. So we'll give, let's see, it's 7:50. We'll wait like 2-3 minutes. You know what? I mostly focus on the whiskey. I have like one wine review on the channel, and I would eventually like to get more into that. I personally, for my tastes, I prefer a drier red. But I know that only goes with certain things. Like if you find a nice Chianti, and even like a Chianti from like a Costco can be pretty good. So if you like that kind of thing, like a drier red, you can look for. There's certain wines that come out of Italy that have a black rooster on them, or a stamp or a sticker that says like DCCO, and I have always enjoyed anything with either of those on it, personally. Now, if you want to get into, and yeah, if anyone in the chat wants to throw out wine recommendations, feel free, because I don't focus as much on wine in this channel. It's mostly the whiskey. What other things do I like? And we're a fan of Prosecco, which is basically, you know, Prosecco is the Italian version of champagne. It's a sparkling white. That's always good. And I'll get some white wine recommendations from my wife later, and I'll post them in the description. But yeah, if you're into reds like I am, and I like them a little bit on the drier side, if you get those ones with the black rooster or the DCCO stamp, those are always good. Oh, I agree with it. I just don't have any right now. Oh, do I have any whiskey recommendations? Oh boy, do I. So the squeak. Do you want a budget whiskey? You probably, or some easy to find. So if you can find a Buffalo Trace, man, I'm sorry, my chair is squeaking. That's insane. If you can find a Buffalo Trace, those are always good. I mean, some of it is all about being able to find stuff. Like if you can find a Buffalo Trace, if you can find an Eagle Rare at a good price, those are delicious. Knob Creeks are usually pretty available. So this one is a Knob Creek Rye, but you can go and you can probably pretty easily find a Knob Creek 9 at a real reasonable price, and it's really good whiskey. A lot of the Maker's Marks are very good, and you can get a little fancy with the Maker's Mark. So you can get a normal Maker's Mark, but then you can get this one, which they do a little bit of finishing with French oak stave. So if you see the 46 on it, that just gives it a little bit of flavor. And those kind of things will taste pretty good. Let me think if there's one that's impressive and easy to find. New Riff is in Kentucky, but they're near Cincinnati. And if you find any New Riff, those are almost always a winner. Old Forester Prohibition 1920 is good. And also, if you get a 1920 and mix it with a 1910, that's a fun blend that you can do at home. And if you see, and these are usually pretty available. If you see anything in a Sagamore Spirit, those are very good. What else? And then any recommendations from the crowd? Oops! Oh boy! Ho ho! Camera falling. All right, so those are just some quick and dirty ones. And then if you have the time before whatever your party is, you could. I got an alcohol, or I got a. Well, I think I call it alcohol review. It's mostly whiskey, and that should be able to. You should be able to find something neat and hopefully available. Bullet is good too. Bullet whiskey. I don't have one. Yeah, there's one up there, but I sat down again. So if you're going over the type, ice cold drinks. Moet Ice Imperial. I'm going to have to check that out, Robert. I'm going to have to find one of those. That's pretty cool. All right, so I didn't see anyone else jump into the chat. All right, so we're going to have our giveaway. So like I said, this giveaway, our second one of the day, is for a sample bottle, and it'll be like an ounce. I mean, it'll be like an ounce and a half. It won't be huge. Sample bottle of the Cutaway, or I can get you some sort of Izzo merch. We're not doing the video game cards yet, Adam. I'm gonna have to figure that out and go from there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead, and we have the wheel. Let me see if I can get a bigger. Well, no, it gets smaller if I turn it. All right, so here's our giveaway wheel, and let's go ahead, just so you can see me do it. Transparency. Oh, why didn't it spin? There we go. Now it's spinning. Angel. Hey there. She just jumped into the chat recently, so we've got Angel. So we'll remove her for the next giveaway. And did I remember to I didn't get rid of Shelly. I'll have to remove Shelly later. Sorry, Shelly, you already won. But Angel, so let me know if you're over 21 and you enjoy. Oh, James, just missed you. Awesome. Northern California. That's awesome. Thanks for joining. So Angel, let me know if you want a sample of the whiskey or if you want some Izzo merch. I'll get in, and anyone that won, let's see, Shelly, I think I already have Shelly's information because she's won before. So Angel, if you would send me an email to heyizzo@yahoo.com and give me your information so that way I can get you either a sample of the whiskey or some merch. And congratulations. James Thornton, thanks for visiting. Bourbon and Coke. Which bourbon's in that? I mean, it should be Jack if you're gonna do it right, but but any bourbon will do. So a very fun thing to do is to take some bourbon cream, and of course Buffalo Trace has one, And oh, for sure, Angel, thanks for watching. So 16 new record for streaming. So if you take any kind of bourbon cream and oh, Gentleman Jack, nice, there we go. That's a classy Jack and Coke. I like that. And if you take any bourbon cream, and I know Buffalo Trace has one, I know Ezra Brooks has one, I don't know who else has one, and mix it with root beer, you get yourself a boozy adult root beer float, and it's glorious. All right, let's put some music back on. I was videoing, so all right, we just did lo-fi. I'm scared to try it. Let's play the rock track, and these are all just generic music that from StreamYards. All right, so it's almost 8 o'clock. We'll do our next giveaway soon. Yeah, root beer floats, exactly. The other thing you can do with the bourbon cream, you can put it in your pocket. You can put it on ice cream. It's kind of glorious. And so the bourbon cream is very similar. Probably familiar with Bailey's. It's that same kind of thing. It's cream and alcohol, and maybe some sort of either sugar or honey mixed in there. I don't know how I feel about this rock track. What do you guys feel about this rock track? Kind of interesting. There is a what is that place called? I know that there was a place that we tried in Lexington, and I think I saw one in Texas too. Was it called Buzzed Bull? But it was an ice cream store, and they infused alcohol into the ice cream, and that was very good. Oh heck yeah! Booze it all up, Robert D. I'll tell you what, like when I get control of my life and I'm able to video stuff easier, and I have my speakeasy set up, we're gonna do some great videos. Because I do want to get into cocktails. Angel has showed me that I need to get more into wine on my reviews, and it's this I don't know about you guys. I gotta get rid of this fake rocky. Let's go to daydreaming. Let's see what daydreaming means like. It seems more chill. Right, maybe that's the problem, Mark. Yeah, it's not the right vibe. All right, cool. We can change banners now. All right, next half hour, we got another neck pour, but we're gonna wait a minute. And actually, I'm gonna hydrate. Boozy marshmallow. Yes. Yes. Captain Kirk, do you know about that? Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna blast it once. Let me find it. That is always hilarious. I love that YouTube sends me a hydrate break. Need the backside of water so that we can keep going. Okay, so I got a silly thing that I do on another channel. Oh my goodness, how do I have 442 subs? You guys are beautiful. All right, so I have another secret channel. So I try to keep this family friendly. I try not to have, I never want to promote anyone getting drunk or anything, but I do. So I do just for fun. Oh, I think I'm back. Was I gone for a second? Oh, Vince. Welcome in, Vince. So I have this thing that I do, and I haven't done anything with it lately. but I do AI reviews on this channel, and I've only got a few videos, so I need to do a little bit more of that. And I don't advertise too much that it's actually me, but since you guys are sticking it out here with me on this live stream, I figured you guys can know. A little too fast. You mean this current one or that last one, Mark? All right, cool. And how has it been? Has there been a lot of lag? I don't have the best signal. I don't have the best Wi-Fi here. Oh, cool. Thank you, Angel. I see that. We'll verify before the stream's over that I got your info. Oh, so is there a boozy marshmallow at Disney Springs? Where is that? I'm gonna have to try that if I'm ever back in Orlando. The last one. Okay, cool. Yeah, this one's a lot better. Vince, thanks for hanging out. That's awesome. All right, let's go ahead and check out this last one. So the difference. So that first rye was very good. This was very good. 90 proof. It's a solid rye. Probably better in a cocktail than just nosing it straight all the time. Although I didn't have a problem nosing it straight. All right, so then this one, this Bottle and Bond, that one kind of shocked me a little bit with how good it was. So there's 10 proof points changing in that, and then going back up to this one. So this adds like another 11 proof points. It's almost 111 proof. Single barrel, 4 grain. So that's cool. All right, so let's talk about grains for a second. Oops, sorry, kick the camera stand again. So the grains that are normally in a whiskey, like bourbon, your standard bourbon, it has to be at least 51% corn, but not but not more than 80% corn. Forgot about the thumbs up. So yeah, for it to be bourbon, it has to be 51% corn, not more than 80% corn. And then normally they'll have some rye and malted barley in with that corn to make the whiskey. And then sometimes people will get the rye out of there and they'll put wheat in instead. And the wheat should make it a sweeter, smoother whiskey. So in theory, if you would prefer a more sweet experience, look for something that has wheat in it. And a lot of times if it's got the wheat, it won't have the rye. The rye is where you're going to get some of your spicy notes, and that's not for everyone. So then when you got a 4 grain, then that's got everything in it. So this is going to have at least 51%. Well, do they have the mash bill? And not everyone releases their mash bill. Okay, this one releases the mash bill though. Cool. So this mash bill is 51.5% corn, so it's legally bourbon. It's 36.5% rye. So that's what they would call a high rye whiskey. But it's not a rye whiskey. It's a high rye bourbon. Then we've got 8.5% malted rye. So we got 2 different kinds of rye in here. Wow. Oh, okay, interesting. This is a different 4 grain than I expected. I thought there was going to be some wheat in it, but then there's 8.5% barley. So that's very interesting. Like, I have one from the distillery I was talking about earlier that's not quite a distillery yet, or just became a distillery. I bought a 10-gallon barrel from them that I'm going to age myself, and I bought it as an investment because they needed a little cash influx to be able to upgrade their still and get their paperwork done so they can be legal. And so I bought 10 gallons of whiskey off them, and I'm going to age myself. In about 36 months, I should have an extremely good tasting whiskey. Now, that first barrel that I bought was 100% corn whiskey, so I actually can't call it bourbon. Like, when it's done, I can't legally. Well, there's technically nothing legal about what I did, but I wouldn't be able to call it bourbon. I have to just call it whiskey. And but then me and a buddy bought a second barrel, and so with that one we requested a specific mash bill, and I think we we based it on, and so no one knows exactly what the Weller whiskey line, what the exact mash bill is. But missed a bunch of text. Let me just make sure nothing important. Okay, nothing super important right now. So let me find the picture of my whiskey barrel because I don't remember the exact mash bill that we did. Okay, there's the distiller guy. Okay, so our second barrel that we got, our mash bill is 72% corn, 18% wheat, and 10% barley rye. Or barley. I don't know if barley, I'll have to look it up. I don't know if barley and barley rye are the same thing. But yeah, so the second barrel that we bought, me and a buddy bought, we got to pick the mash bill, and we tried to mimic it off of what Weller does. And so Weller is under the Buffalo Trace Sazerac company, and so it's a weeded bourbon. Actually, I can show you a bottle. I got a bottle right here. So this is the Weller. This is like the standard Weller. You might be able to find this in your area, and it's usually under $30. So that's Angel. That's another. If you see the green Weller, that's another good whiskey to have around for a dinner party. And then there's different varieties of it. There's a red one, which is a little higher proof, a little harder to find. And then I just got a Weller 12, and I don't think I released. Probably within 2 weeks, I'll release a Weller 12 review. And the neat thing about the Weller 12 is basically the Weller 12 is whiskey that they put in a particular spot in a particular rick house because they wanted it to turn into Pappy Van Winkle, but it just didn't quite make the taste great. So when you see a Weller 12, it's like it's like just didn't quite make Pappy. So you can pretend you're drinking Pappy Van Winkle when you're drinking a Weller 12. And I'll have more information on that in down the road. What happened, Kevin Kirk? Won't nice mix. Won't know what to say. Oh, thank you for not saying anything. I understand. I'm feeling like the chat is delayed. I feel like I'm not seeing the chat the way the chat's really happening. And if you've been chatting something and I missed it, I think it's a signal issue, and I apologize for that. All right, so what were we talking about? We were talking about grains. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. Brought enough glasses tonight to make sure that I can handle everything. And we're gonna go ahead and pre-cut this one too, because again, it's that heavy wax that Crittenden's likes. So we'll just give Video Izzo a little edge up on opening this. It's not cheating if I admit it to you guys, right? Okay. Let's pause the music. Boop. Put your comments back up. All right, here we go. Hey there, welcome to Izzo's Place. Thirsty Thursday. Let's go ahead and do ourselves a neck pour. So this is the third in a row, and I just might release these all on the same day because that might be easier. We'll have a Crittenden's extravaganza this week. But this is now the single barrel, and it's 4 grains, and we'll look at that later. And it is 110.8 proof. So that would be, if you prefer it this way, that would be 55.4% alcohol by volume. So let's go ahead and check out this next pour. Nice little pop. Appreciate a good pop. Ooh, something about the shape of these Crittenden bottles. They like to speak as they're pouring. All right. It's got some good color on that. Look at that. It's almost red. Like a lot of times the whiskeys are more of an amber color. That puppy is red there. Why is it red? Is there anything about it? It's 6 year. It's a little older than the other 2 we were drinking. Interesting. Oh, wow. Deep red fruits. Like a cherry. Like a cherry from the filling of a cherry pie. So like real deep and syrupy. little bit of vanilla in there with it. Ooh, sorry, like somehow like vapor hit my eye. I don't know if I've ever had that on a neck pour before. Or at least not one that I've videoed. Man, this is really nice. Like the cherry and vanilla is so strong. I'm not really getting any other notes right now. And that is dark. Dark red. I don't know. The red doesn't seem to be coming out on the video. To me, it looks like dark red. Fantastic. All right, let's try it. Did I mess up my banner somehow? Wow, that's nice. Wow. Coats the mouth nice. Seems like a nice long finish. Ooh. Better at 111 proof. The cherries kind of stick with it. It's a little spicy at the end. No specific spices, just baking spices. Wow, that's kind of nice. My goodness. So let's look at the bottle a little bit. We'll let this sit, but I mean, I'll be honest, that pour doesn't seem like it needs to sit very long to taste that good. Off of the neck pour. All right, Crittenden's Cut Above, single barrel 4-grain bourbon whiskey. Distilled, aged, and bottled by Crittenden Distillery, LLC, Killen, Mississippi. Established in 2015. Okay, cool. What do we got here? Oh, that's right. So this is a single barrel pick that I got off of Bruzel. He's a YouTuber, whiskey reviewer. If you're watching this, you either just know me and like me, or you're into whiskey tubing. I don't know. One of the two. Anyway, so we got a barrel number. Barrel 79. Kelvin. I think Kelvin number 3 char. So I think Kelvin is a brand of barrel. And this winter, I'm totally gonna get into making barrels. All right, so it was barreled on 9/7/2017, so September of 2017, at 110 proof. The mash bill, we've got 4 grains here. We've got 51.5% corn, 36.5% rye, 8.5% malted rye, 8.5% barley. So those are our 4 grains. Then it was bottled on February 22nd of 2024. So barreled on 17, bottled on 24, 17. Let's do some math. And it was September to February. So yeah, so it's over 6 years. It's about 6.5 years, but it is not over 7. So with the age statement, of course, they can't put an age statement more than like the single number. So until they got to 7 years, they had to just have the age statement at 6 years. In case you didn't know that, just a little FYI. Hey there, Most Wanted. Thanks for coming in. All right, so that's a little bit about the bottle. Crittenden's Cut Above single barrel 4-grain whiskey. And let me just check something real quick because I think I messed up my banners. Or no, I'm just going through these faster than I meant to. That's all right. Well, so the time's not quite right, but we're going to leave it. All right. All right, so this it didn't sit very long. Gave it a couple more minutes. We'll give the glass a little roll. So the reason I roll the glass is, even though this glass is designed to help us get the flavor notes out of it, if you roll it, if you coat the glass in the whiskey, that's just going to help you all the more. Wow, that thing's fantastic. So yeah, like deep syrupy cherry notes. So like the filling on a cherry pie, that's still there. Got the vanilla hanging out right behind it. And that's kind of it. There's a little bit of a hint of a bread note, so that gives us even more leaning towards like a cherry pie. Man, that is an exciting pour. That is an exciting pour. Okay, enough smelling. I guess we gotta taste it also. So I prefer a sweeter whiskey. Well, I like them all. I like all the flavors. And actually, I have to be careful. Sometimes when I'm doing a review, sometimes what might be considered a bad whiskey is still interesting to me and ends up being a good experience. So I have to try to be careful. This is not one of those cases. This is not a bad whiskey. But I have to be careful because I am in it for the experience. And sometimes a bad whiskey will fascinate me if it's complicated enough. So, but this is not that, but I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up about that. Man. So I like a sweet whiskey. And sometimes when a whiskey is very sweet, when it first touches my lips, even though there's no taste buds on your lips, so I can't taste anything, but sometimes something is so sweet that it's almost like I'm tasting it the moment it touches my lips. And maybe there's something besides taste buds that somehow are giving me those sensations. So this is one of those ones. It's so sweet. The moment it touches my lips, I'm getting notes, like the caramel's coming through. A very sweet cherry note is coming through. Like I said, the filling of a cherry pie. Very sweet, not very tart. Yeah. And so let's go in and see what other notes there are, though. If there's anything else. Okay, yeah, this is increasingly on the nose, turning into cherry pie for me, because it's got the cherry note, like a deep syrupy cherry. It's got a vanilla and a sugary note, kind of taking care of some of the sweetness. It's got a bread note, so that's the crust, obviously. And sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes if I get multiple notes, I'll try to turn them into like one item in my head, like whatever it is that I'm tasting, and turn it into one thing. There is, hold on, there's a hint of something else. It's more on the savory end. Okay, this doesn't happen very often, but I've got something that's somewhere in between soy sauce and A1. And I don't often get a savory note, but sometimes a savory note will sneak in there during a sweet whiskey experience. And see, it's already gone. It was just a blast of it on that one nosing. I had that happen on a whiskey that was the nose was all like chocolate and cherry, and I did 2 nosings of it. Yum steak, exactly. And I did 2 nosings of it, and then it came in and was just A1 steak sauce, and then went right back to cherry chocolate. So that's always fascinating to me when that happens. And thank you guys for chatting, because I was worried. I'm like, is anyone even out there? But thanks for chatting. Okay, yeah, it's gone all back sweet. There's no more savory. But that's kind of fun when that happens every once in a while. I know, we're all gonna have to go to Outback after this. That's fantastic. So the problem with a bottle like this is this dude went and he picked this barrel for his YouTube community, and I managed to snag one. But if you see a Crittenden's single barrel, like if you go there and you find a store pick, it's not going to taste exactly like this, but I'm pretty confident in saying that you should go ahead and buy it, and I think you're going to have a good experience with it. All right, that's good enough for the neck pour video. Let's go ahead and put some music back on. Most Wanted, thanks for coming in. Who else? We had a couple other new people. We had was it John Thornton? James Thornton. James Thornton. Anyone else pop in? And Vince. Hang on, let me mute myself for a second. Oh, maybe she doesn't need me. Okay. Mrs. Izzo was checking. Oh yeah, let's get back to music. That's not music. All right, let's do a different. Do we have a different one? Into Space. All right, we'll see what Into Space is, and if it's terrible, just let me know and we'll change it. All right, so we got new people coming in. James Thornton was enjoying a Gentleman Jack and Coke. That's fun. Most wanted. What are you guys up to this? Well, I know we got one more work day, but what are you guys up to this weekend? Anything fun going on? So if I manage to get myself in a place where I've got like a nice studio where I'm working out of, Captain Kirk just accidentally gave me this idea. We'll have to get into cooking. Well, I guess I do have cooking videos, don't I? Okay, yeah, I do. But we'll have to get into some cooking live streams or something. Man, now I'm gonna wanna. The speakeasy is gonna turn into something weird, isn't it? It's weird enough that I'm making a speakeasy at the shop, but now I'm gonna have to make sure there's a sink and a stove. There's already a fridge. All right. Ooh, man. Got a WD-40 this chair. Okay, so let's do. Just found a small distillery, Zephyr Hills. Where is Zephyr Hills? Is that near you? What is this distillery? I need to know. People need to know. Oh, cool. Captain Kirk just joined the tiny Discord. Dunamis Premium Spirits. Okay, you will have to give me a review, Captain Kirk. Yeah, there is a tiny Discord. You'll find it in the description if you want to join. There's other weird/interesting things in the description. If I do, and it's been a while since I did one. I'm gonna have to get in there. Oh, Brianna stopped by. Hey, Brianna, how's it going? Is your mom still working? So I sing karaoke on the Smule karaoke app. So if you want to sing with Izzo, he's on there. What other weird things do I have on my? There's a website. You can see some of the work I've done. You might be able to find my phone number and real name on that website too. I'm gonna have to look at it north of Tampa. Okay, cool. In February, I'm probably doing work in Atlanta, so maybe I will have to stop and say hi to Captain Kirk and check out that distillery. That would be fun. What else is in the description? What else do I do? There's something else in the description, something silly. But yeah, there's a Discord you can join. I'm not always super on the Discord. My work is mostly physical, so I'm not online as much as some jobs might have. But I'll try to do a little better about being in there. There's my video description. Alright, so you can sing with me on Smule. I got my website there. Oh, Only Drams. So if you're into whiskey, if you have a collection, there's a app you can download called Only Drams, and you can find me on there. I actually have two accounts. I have Izzo's Florida place and Izzo's place. Let's see. Yeah, sing with me on Smule. Yep, there you go. So just some weird ways you can connect with Izzo if you want. All right, what else we got? We have a giveaway to do. So let me add a couple of names that just came in. So for the giveaway, you can select a sample of this one that we just sampled, the single barrel bourbon whiskey, if you're 21 or over. And if you're under 21, or if you don't drink alcohol, then let me know and we'll get you something else. We'll get you a coaster. We'll get you something that's with some Izzo merch, some sort. All right, where did that was in Safari. Okay, come on, reset. All right, hopefully it'll keep the names. If not, I'll just add everyone back in. But we got Brianna to add. We got Vince. We got James. Sorry, let me jump off the Wi-Fi. It's the Wi-Fi. What do you guys think of the song? Should we go with this? Should we get rid of it? That would be awesome. One woman show of Frozen. I bet you could handle it too. Well, and I was thinking maybe I'll have to try to find all the songs from Frozen on Smule, and we could start we can get a group of people and sing all the songs. Why are you taking forever? I finally found like the nice wheel of names, and it has disappeared on me. All right, well, we'll keep going. Oh, thanks, Captain Kirk. You guys are very kind to me. I know this is kind of jabroni, and I'm like living in a construction zone, but whatever. There's still 8 of you here. You guys are awesome. Like the internet over here is just angry with me. I can't believe we've only had a couple of times where stuff is spinning. Alright, and so I've said it several times. No one has taken me up on it yet. If you want to do a flight with Izzo, and it could be a whiskey flight, it could be some other alcohol, it could be a soda pop flight, because I've done that with people before too that either don't drink or are underage. But if you want to do a flight with Izzo, just email me at heyizzo@yahoo.com, and we can either do it. We're gonna do it on YouTube, but it would be up to you on whether it's a private thing or if we post it. It would be entirely up to you. And if you want to see what one of those looks like, there are several blind flights where I do them with people. What is up with this one? I'm gonna throw the stupid thing on airplane mode and then take it off. And maybe my wheel will come back. Oh, cool. Thanks, Captain Kirk. If I could teach the captain of the Starship Enterprise something, then I've just had a good day. Alright, so Izzo's Flights of Fancy. Oh, thank you for branding it, Robert. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, here we go. We finally got my wheel back, and actually it has all the names. But we gotta get Shelly off there. She already won once. Get rid of Shelly. And we're going to add James Thornton. But we only have one James right at the moment, so we'll do James Thornton. So we'll just do James. And then we've got, who else? Brianna's here. So there's someone else at Most Wanted. Most Wanted, Brianna. Okay. Alright, so we've got our wheel all set. Spinning. Boom, who do we got? We got Guido. Alright, Guido has got merch for me before, so I will get in contact with Guido. And, he doesn't get the whiskey. He gets merch. Alright, awesome. So that was, I was just having a giveaway. I had 3 giveaways tonight. Tequila flights would be incredible. And we should do those in Epcot. We're going to do those. But the wheel, I was just doing some giveaways, Brianna. I've got some, and honestly, I'll have to go back and look. I had promised 25 pieces of merch, and I've just been too busy to get the merch handled. That was way back at 250 subs. And so I had promised 25 pieces of merch, and I still owe quite a few people merch. So actually, anyone watching here live, go ahead and email me at heyizzo@yahoo.com, and you can probably snag some merch, even if you didn't win one of the 3 giveaways today. But that's what the wheel was for. Izzo's Flights of Fancy. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. What do you think of this music? Should we keep it? Should we get rid of it? So even though I must have rushed through, I don't know what I did. I must have rushed through. But we are already on just chilling, even though it's not 9 o'clock yet. It's fancy. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That is awesome. Okay, I've got all these little partials. What were they? This is probably 120 proof. You know what's funny is that 120 proof was not quite as nice as that darn single barrel. Ooh, that single barrel. That's incredible. Alright, what's everyone doing? We're just chilling at this point. Oops. Chitty chitty bang bang. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and I do want to get some. Music. I mean, nothing's monetized here yet, but I do want to get some music that like doesn't get me copyright claimed. I'm assuming that since I have this StreamYards account, that won't mess with the video when it's up. Obviously, it hasn't shut me down for some sort of copyright claim so far. But yeah, I need to figure out some music, and I do. So it's hard to see, but it's hard to play with the camera. So right there next to the whiskey cabinet is actually a cello. And yeah, the whiskey needs to be jazz. So I do want to get the cello out. And I used to be right, exactly. Yeah, so I do want the whiskey content to be able to have jazz, or sometimes I like bluegrass for the whiskey because there's such a Americana about the whiskey and like such a history in moonshine and bootleg. So like sometimes the bluegrass works too. But yeah, jazz or bluegrass for the whiskey. For the woodworking, I'm gonna have to just get back into some rock and roll music and record some stuff finally. I might even be able to find some ancient recordings of when I was playing when I was a teenager, early 20s. Might be able to do that. Yeah, had to. Pete sent me viewers today. Had to make sure that I had Adventures by Carnio. And I mean, I was seeing it looks like a whole bunch of people subscribed. Like, bless you people. I don't know why you would subscribe to me, but thank you for it. That's very kind. Yeah, what am I up to? 442. That's incredible. I don't deserve any of you. But you do deserve me to up the quality. So I gotta get better cameras, and I did switch to microphones, so hopefully the sound quality's been a little better than earlier streams. Is anyone sipping on anything? Oh, Brianna shouting me out. All right, Brianna. I was gonna make you a moderator. Might have to log in on my phone to do that. StreamYards. I know how to do it in regular YouTube. StreamYards, I'll have to learn how to do that. Yeah, I don't even know how to like log into my own video. Well, that's okay. You can be mature for 14. You can kick people out of streams, yet even at 14. Oh, I missed Chief Leaf. I wonder where Chief Leaf has been. He's not 14. I just, for some reason, having a youngster in the chat reminded me of Chief Leaf. So I don't know what else to talk about. So here in Florida, we're doing some rebuilding work. This house had massive. Nice. Good job, Brianna. Of course, now that you've said that yourself, I don't believe you. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, down here in Florida, we're doing some reclamation work. This house suffered some catastrophic water damage, but it wasn't even related to a hurricane. It did fine in Hurricane Ian. But there was some water damage happened because of some plumbing, and so we are rebuilding it. And at the same time, the customer is adding an addition onto the house. So we're here rebuilding the house, but we're also here to do things for the contractor if they need. Like right now they're putting drywall mud on the walls in the apartment, and the moment that they're done and the drywall mud is dry, I have to run in there and do a whole bunch of tile work and get at least one cabinet in, so that way things can pass inspections. So that's kind of what we've been doing here. But then there's enough stuff up north in Ohio. My home base is Ohio, Cleveland area. And there's enough stuff going up on there that we keep having to fly back and forth. And that makes it so hard to like make any headway on something, because I just feel behind all the time. So hopefully this project will wrap up and life will get back to normal. And then a big part of this fall, Tom Tom F in the chat. Hail Tom F. Thanks for joining. Man, we're back up to 9 viewers. So Tom, if you wanted to scroll back earlier and check stuff out, we had some whiskey tasting, we had some giveaways, and feel free to email me at heyizzo@yahoo.com, and I'll let you know if there's any merch left from an older giveaway that never finished. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. So yeah, so this fall, and I mean, in some aspects of this project are probably going to bleed all the way to December. But I'm hoping that during the fall and early next year that I have time to get my shop cleaned, because I'm a bit of a hoarder. Like when you're in construction, sometimes it's hard to let go of pieces of wood and other products because it has a value, but if you save too much of it, then suddenly you just don't have room to work. And these things that appear to have value to you, they don't really. So like a year ago, I threw away literally a ton of stuff from my shop that I just didn't need. Like literally a ton, 2,100 pounds. Long day, but good. That's good to hear, Tom. That's good. I'm glad it was a good day. And yeah, so I got to get rid of a bunch of stuff that it's good stuff, but just I've saved it too long and there's too much of it. I gotta clear it out so that I can work like a human again in the shop. And when I do that, I want to take the time to set up a nice tool area where I can view video stuff. And 10 people, 11, nice. We're back. They are my new personal record is 16. We hit 16 on this stream at some point. Oh yeah, so you've seen the thumb on StreamYard. It gives me a thumbs up. If you do 2 thumbs up, you get fireworks. But we can also, if we don't like something, we can down thumb it, or we can make it rain. And I don't know if there's any other Easter eggs. It's just like a StreamYard thing. But that's pretty crazy. But yeah, we're just winding down. If you just stopped in, yeah, we're at 2 hours. Oh, I did kind of promise this is as though I would try to keep it at 2 hours. I might have to go soon. Right? I know, and it was a complete accident that I found that out like the last time I was streaming. But yeah, the StreamYard seems to be neat. I want to check out some other streaming websites. Find which one works best for Izzo's place. This is that rye again, I think. I don't know. What? I'm so excited. Now, if I do 2 peace signs, do I get Richard Nixon? That would be great. I'm not a crook. Oh yeah, get confetti. All right, Brianna, email me at heyizzo@yahoo.com. You just won a prize, even though you didn't win one of the giveaways. What else could there be? Well, there'd probably be something adult for doing something adult, but I'm not going to do that. What else would be fun? I can't think of anything. High five? Is there anything with a high five? No, it doesn't appear to be. Alright, I'll have to do some research. Thank you for that, Brianna. That was awesome. Alright, cool. That's good to know, though. That's good to know. Well, and I don't know how they do that. I know I've seen on like Barry's Place 28. You know what? Let's do that. Because there's been some nice people that I know there's been some nice people coming over because of streamers that I follow. So the biggest shout out I got to give, first of all, is Adventures by Carney. So he streams from Walt Disney World. He streams from Universal in Orlando. He'll stream his random adventures. There was a Hershey Park live stream recently. There's some stuff in New York and Savannah, Georgia. So wherever he has adventures, he tries to record it and either give you edited videos or live streams. So good old Pete. And actually, Pete, he's so positive and his personality is so infectious that honestly, even though our channels are different, he is the reason I started a YouTube channel. So I got to give huge shout outs to Pete Carney. Some other good friends of the channel, Pete McDivitt Show. He has featured me a couple of times on his channel, and that's been nice. The Tomorrowland Traveler, he was in the chat earlier. He's been very busy, and I believe some things about his life are going to change soon, but he's got excellent videos, both edited and live streamed. And a lot of times it's Disney or Universal, but he has other adventures and videos that he does. Of course, Barry Place. I know I see Tom F on Barry Place and Theme Park Casual a lot. Pete is awesome. Who else? I'm blanking out on your name. I have to scroll. Most Wanted. I've seen you in some of the Disneyland, and James Thornton. I think I've seen you in the Disneyland streams. So I got to give a shout out to Barry Place 28 and Theme Park Casual. Those are both nice guys, and got good relationships with them. Then Adam loves coasters. Here, hold on. So his YouTube channel, Disney Parks 2017 Loves Coasters, is his YouTube channel. But Adam has a great bunch of SeaWorld and other West Coast theme parks. He's got a lot of good videos from those rides. So just some shout outs to some people that have done nice things for me along the way, or that I've had good relationships with. I just wanted to shout some of those people out before we ended this thing. Thank you, Brianna. I am probably signing off too. But I wanted to thank everyone that stopped out today, and I think a whole bunch of you subscribed because the subscription count jumped during this live stream. I think I was at 434, so at least 8 of you joined the thread. So thank you so much for doing that. So we'll end with my usual little outro. If you're working, please work safely. If you're drinking whiskey, please drink responsibly. But do everything with a little bit of whimsy. You're going to have a good time. I will see you next time you're hanging out at Izzo's place. And thank you so much for being here. You guys made this all worth it. You guys make all these videos worth it, so I appreciate that. And I don't know how to end the stream. Here we go.